Okay, looks like I'm live, so I'm going to assume that I am. Welcome to Free Association. This is the Thursday afternoon thoughts about the world kind of show. It's only going to be a few minutes. I'm not going to spend an hour talking, maybe 10, 15 minutes at most. I'm going to try and do these updates fairly regularly every couple of days and get some momentum going on Odyssey and kind of gradually move people over from YouTube to Odyssey. If you, I'm going to keep streaming on YouTube, but I'd like people to be following me on Odyssey and following me on Podbean as well, if possible, because it gives me more options of what I can talk about and what I don't need to stay away from. Not that I'm saying anything controversial today, but now and again there might be something controversial that I want to talk about that I'm not allowed to talk about on YouTube. And if that's the case, then ideally I'd like people to either follow the podcast on Spotify or on Player FM or on wherever you find your podcasts. And if you look up Free Association Roundtable podcast and radio show, you should find me. I'm going to also set this up so that I can broadcast to Mixcloud as well, I think. So if you want to follow me on Mixcloud, you can do that. I'm not active there as yet. I've done a couple of trial runs, but I'm going to start using Mixcloud as well. So it'll be Odyssey, Podbean, and Mixcloud, and then the radio shows on Rev Radio. That should be enough places for people to find me. If people want to, then they can. Anyway, to the point of today. Today is about how to market a virus. If you were somebody who was a James Bond villain sitting in a fortified hideaway somewhere halfway up a mountain or under the sea somewhere, if you were that person and you were wanting to release a virus on the world as part of a James Bond plot, for example, as part of a movie plot, how would you do it? You would incite some kind of racial hatred or some kind of xenophobia by releasing it in a place that you know people are going to be xenophobic about. So maybe China, for example. If you wanted to create division between China and the United States, that would be a thing that you would do. It also deflects from who you are and what you're doing. If you're based in the United States, it gives people an enemy, which is always a good thing. If you want to generate a dystopian future, then having people shouted an enemy is always a good thing. I would imagine, as part of a movie plot. Yeah, so then maybe you would allocate a name to the virus that sounds quite frightening. So maybe Delta, maybe Alpha, maybe Omega, maybe Omicron, maybe Theta. All of these things sound quite frightening. And if people are not familiar with the Greek alphabet, they're going to make associations based on what's being said in the news. So you can use the news and television to associate whatever you like to the brand, which then becomes kind of the Omicron brand. I'm surprised people aren't marketing trainers as the Omicron brand by now. We've had 3 weeks of this, two weeks of Omicron, and it's now a visible keyword, which means people are searching for it, which means that you can advertise using that keyword. So potentially there's a market for something branded Omicron there, because you can fire. I could personally, if I was the one man that was doing it, if I was a James Bond villain, I would potentially be advertising an Omicron brand of multivitamins, or an Omicron brand of shoes, or an Omicron brand of clothing, an Omicron brand of bedding, these types of things, and maybe survival foods, maybe long life foods, the Omicron brand of long life foods. Because now that there's all this activity around the keyword Omicron, there's a market that can be tapped into there. Just a thought. Anyway, that's my 6 minutes. Not that I'm keeping the 6 minutes, but that's it. So thanks for listening. And if you do want more of these things, let me know in the comments, and I'll make them fairly regular if people are interested. Please follow me on Mixcloud or Odyssey or Podbean, or follow the podcast on Spotify. I appreciate everybody being there. I know I'm kind of revitalizing an old channel, but I'm going to do my best to make it relevant to what people are doing and how people are thinking. And we'll see where we go. I've got an audience anyway, so that's a start. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you later.